Cup plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. Robert Wood, touchdown! LA! Dog goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. Picked off. Marcus Peters coming off the edge, and Ryan will be wrapped up by Clay Matthews. Everett in stride! Wow!
Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
Weddle got a hand on it. Did he pick it? He did!
Racing down the sideline is Hakeem to lead. Gurley for MVP! Touchdown LA!
Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, it's Dante Fowler who is able to get to breathe. Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl! LA will play for
Guys,
the
welcome back to the Downtown Rams podcast. We have a great show for you today. Really, all that it's going to be is, pretty much the Senior Bowl in a nutshell. I got a bunch of interviews for you guys. I'll just go, right down the line. We got some great prospects to talk to, and you'll enjoy guys that I spoke with that, did confirm, and of course some didn't confirm or not, that they met with the Rams. But some fun stuff, some interesting stuff. We started off with Reggie Robinson, the second from Tulsa, defensive back. Then we go into Clemson offensive tackle Tremayne Anchrum Jr., Penn State linebacker Cam Brown, Purdue tight end Brycen Hopkins, Kansas offensive tackle Hakeem Adeniji, UConn offensive tackle Matthew Peart, Kansas edge rusher Azur Kamara, Oklahoma defensive lineman Neville Gallimore, Washington State quarterback Anthony Gordon, UNC edge rusher Jason Strowbridge, Michigan edge rusher Joshua Uche, LSU offensive lineman Damien Lewis, and LSU offensive lineman Lloyd Cushenberry III. Those two LSU guys were great. Everybody was great, but it was really cool because I understand at the end of a game how, rough it can be. I was able to, get an interview with both of them post-game. The Senior Bowl game was fun. The Senior Bowl week was fun. A few shout-outs that need to go out. Blitzalytics, Jack, Cody, Roy, they were just so great to me when I was out there. Lance Crawford, my friend Lance, who does the local sports news in Mobile, he was great to me. Really just so many people that deserve shout-outs, but those are, the guys I really just wanted to bring up. It was nice seeing Matt Miller and Connor Rogers again. It was nice seeing the Draft Network guys. Kyle Krabs, he's a, really nice guy. Somebody that, who's complimenting me on my stuff that I'm doing and stuff that we're doing here over at DTR. So all in all, it was really fun. Maybe the highlight of my trip was running into Charles Davis at the airport. Him just once again, having our talks, went on for almost an hour, it seemed like, and looked like we were going to miss our plane, but nonetheless, that was just so much fun talking ball with him. He's just such a great guy. There's so many great guys in this industry. Emory Hunt as well. Just to name, guys I talked to. I didn't name everyone. I'm thankful for the coaches that spoke with me. Just the different people I met this past weekend was very special. And if anybody is interested in kind of putting their name out there, getting into either scouting or just, wanting to be a part of a sporting event and cover it, I highly recommend going to Mobile, Alabama and covering the Reese's Senior Bowl next year. Credentials aren't extremely hard to come by. I know they might get a little stricter. That's certainly possible. But it was a lot of fun. It's also, great experience. It's something you can put on your resume, but even more so, it's not about who it's about who knows you. And when you go out to the Senior Bowl, you're networking with people, you're putting your name out there, they're going to remember you. I had a lot of people that, I met my first year, I was nervous as hell, and, they've been friends ever since, and, it's really cool to see it, year after year. I actually ran into the Blitzalytic guys last year at the Stick to Football live podcast with Matt Miller and Connor Rogers, and we hit it off, and, sure enough, they were a huge portion of my trip, this year. So really cool stuff. Again, appreciate everybody. Anybody I didn't name, don't take offense. I obviously appreciate anybody I spoke with, anybody who wanted to give me the time of day. Just really, really cool and really fun meeting new people and hanging out with people that I, was already friends with. So that is that. We'll get into the interviews. Again, I read them all. I won't read them again. But appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen to, basically my little project. Did some writing, of course, got some articles on Downtown Rams, but really, really wanted to make sure that we could get some interviews. And I thought we did a good job this year, despite, getting a practice that was closed off to us. And I didn't put it in there, but I had an interview that was cut short by NFL Network. I had a lady take away Van Jefferson when I was interviewing him, and all I got was a little soundbite that said that she would bring him right back, and of course we know how that ended. So, but appreciate you guys and enjoy the show.
All right, I'm here with Lloyd Cushenberry III from LSU, offensive lineman. How's it going, man? What was this whole thing like?
It's been great, man. It's a long week. I feel like a very productive week. Just wanted to come out here and compete against the best and, prove that I can play at this level. I feel like it's a good step to my journey.
Absolutely, and just watching your film, you and even Damien, of course, at LSU, you guys put on some incredible film this year. What was it like, obviously, playing in the SEC throughout your college career, but also winning the national title this year?
It was amazing. SEC, the best conference in the country. Winning the national title, going through the schedule that we had, man, it's an amazing journey. I mean, I wish it would never end, but it's time for the next step in my journey.
Absolutely, Lloyd. I'm just really, curious to know, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player? You have a lot of them.
I feel like my athleticism, my mental stability. I feel like I'm a smart player. Main two is my athleticism and my ability to adjust to different things on the fly.
If there's anything, what is one area of your game you're looking to improve on as you head into the NFL draft?
Just getting more upper body strength, more pop off the ball, moving people off the ball at a higher rate, just being more physical.
Is there a player that comes to mind that you would compare your game to?
I try to watch a lot of Rodney Hudson, Travis Frederick, the Pounces. I try to steal a little bit of everything. I'm not to their level yet, but I hope to be, and I'm going to continue to watch them and try to put things from their game into mine.
All right, last two questions for you, and I really appreciate your time. First off, have to ask because I'm for Downtown Rams. Have you met with the Rams yet?
Yes, sir.
Glad to hear that. And lastly, I always ask everyone this: who is Lloyd Cushenberry III, the player, and who is he as a person?
The player, he's a accountable guy, going to play hard, going to give everything I got, every snap, every play that I'm on this field. Off the field, same thing. Responsible, accountable, treat everybody with respect. Yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And just a guy that's going to do the right thing.
I definitely get that. Hey, man, I'm a huge fan of your game. I'm not a huge fan of you as a person. Really awesome to be able to interview you. I wish you the best of luck. Stay healthy. All right. Take care. All right. I'm here with Damien Lewis, LSU offensive lineman. What has this whole process been like for you?
This process has been like just coming out here and just trying to showcase my talent in front of the scouts and just showing that I can compete with the best. And just overall really just have a great week and just come out here and showcase myself and just compete at a high level.
I think you definitely did that. Just watching your film as well as Lloyd's, I think you guys played extremely well together. What was this whole season like, going back to obviously playing, in the SEC and then coming down with the national championship?
You're going to see the best in the SEC, but, you're going to go to the top prospect every week. So I feel like that the SEC prepared us well for this game. Coming out here and just try to showcase our talent and compete with the other guys. So I feel like that we had a tough conference, and now we just got to come out here and bring it over here and just compete with the other guys. Really nothing just changed. It's just us just going out there and just competing at a high level.
I think you definitely did that this week. I think you turned a lot of heads this week. You had a great few practices, and then you came out here and you did your job. What was it like playing with Lloyd again?
They're my brother for life. Moment like the national championship, the whole perfect season, plus the All-Star game, like they really like everything that we accomplished this year, just going in towards last year and just trying to be the best. He gonna be my brother forever. Like we made history at LSU, our name gonna be beside forever. So wherever Lloyd Cushenberry go, he gonna remember Damen Lewis, and wherever I go, I'm gonna remember him. So it really just like we stamped in the country. That's my brother for life.
Yeah, and I mean, it'd be really cool to see you guys on the same team again in the NFL. But just talking about you as a player, what would you say is your biggest strength?
To really just getting out the guys and run and pass games, just mauling guys around, and just really just trying to compete and just blow guys off the ball.
And one thing you're looking to improve on as this draft process rolls along?
It's always room to improve. So every day when I come to work, I'm just going to improve on all the little stuff that I mess up on, all the bad technique and all that hand placement. I'm just going to come out here and work and just really no days off, just keep on grinding.
Absolutely. Last two questions for you. I really appreciate your time. First off, I have to ask, I'm with Downtown Rams. Have you met with the Rams yet?
I met with a lot of teams. I really don't know yet. We had a lot of meetings and a lot of teams, so I really don't know who I met with yet. There's really a whole bunch of teams.
I hear you there. Well, last one, Damien, and I really appreciate your time. Who is Damien as a player, and who is he as a person?
Say that question again.
Who is Damien as a player, and who is he as a person?
Someone who believes strong in God, have real hard for the faith, a family man who loves football his life, and really just trying to help out somebody else, help the little kids in my community, and just try to do the best I can do, try to be the person that my mama made me.
Absolutely. Hey, man, it's a pleasure meeting you. I really like your film. You keep it up, stay healthy, and I'm looking forward to watching you in the NFL. All right, I have Joshua Uche from Michigan. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How you doing?
Good. How's this whole process been?
It's been fun so far, man. Been really busy, talking to a lot of people, doing a lot of things, learning a new playbook. But man, it's just a great experience. It's a blessing.
I mean, you've been virtually unblockable here, and I mean, it's against the best of the best. How big of a role did Michigan play in part of that?
Huge role. Everything I really know now, it's been a culmination of my high school coaching and college coaching, and just Coach Brown, his discipline, the discipline he instilled in me, Coach Partridge, the techniques he's taught me, and the passion that Coach Campanile taught me. It's just all a culmination that, people are starting to see now.
I think a lot of people are starting to see that. Is there a player that, you kind of feel was the toughest test, playing against in college?
Yeah, I would say Tristan Wirfs. It was just a really good battle between me and him, and I really enjoyed going against him.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's obviously a great choice there. Favorite player or anybody that you kind of had looking up to?
I had a combination. It was Von Miller, Deion Jones, Dante Fowler, and then Dante Hightower. Did I say Dante Hightower's face?
You said Von Miller.
There we go. Dante Hightower too from the Patriots. So yeah. This is a combination.
I like that. What would you say is your biggest strength as a pass rusher?
Speed and agility. It's like a mixture.
Yeah. And your the one thing you're looking to improve on the most?
Open field stuff, coverage and, just open field tackling, things like that.
Last two questions for you. One I have to ask because I'm with Downtown Rams. Have you met with the Rams yet?
I believe I have, but briefly.
Gotcha. And then the last thing, Joshua, who are you as a person? Who are you as a player?
I'm a hard worker, strong believer in God, and just a loving person, very caring. I love to have fun and be funny and crack jokes and stuff like that. And that's me right there in a nutshell.
Appreciate it, Joshua.
No problem. Thank you.
Good luck with everything. You stay healthy too.
Yes, sir.
You're killing it. Right. Here with UNC pass rusher Jason Strowbridge. How's it going, man?
It's been a great week. A lot of stuff moving fast, but I mean, just that's what I'm here for. Just soak up all the knowledge I can get, and just play hard, get good coaching.
Yeah, I felt like you really stood out today. What were you trying to do, as opposed to yesterday? Is there anything you were trying to improve on? Anything that stood out to you?
Yesterday I had a little bit of trouble, kind of striking my hand. So today I kind of wanted to put an emphasis on that, getting off the ball, still staying active with my hands, and just kind of affecting the game any way I can.
Yeah, of course. And kind of, you know, growing up, did you have a favorite player that you kind of modeled your game after?
Growing up, I mean, I kind of like Tom Brady, the way he kind of goes about his business. But, I mean, I kind of, you know, took different things from different players, like J. Pep, you know, Davion, kind of guys that, you know, kind of twitchy but really strong, good hands, things like that.
Who was the toughest player you went up against at UNC?
The toughest player? I'd say the what is it? It's not the tackle from Notre Dame, but 2 years ago he came out. McGlinchey. Yeah.
You weighed in 267. But on the roster you were 285 at North Carolina. What did you play at during this season?
I mean, I started 285.
Right.
Kind of as the season went on, I kind of dropped down, stayed about 270.
Right.
So
what do you view? I mean, you have such good bursts. Do you view as lighter the more ideal weight for you, or what do you think?
I mean, I think I'm pretty good around 270, 275.
Right.
I mean, I feel like if I was 260 or 270, I'd still have the same kind of twitchiness.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about.
Are you excited to play more? I mean, you rushed more inside, correct?
Yeah.
From a 3 technique position, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like you got the flexibility there to make an impact. You know, at a 4-3 end position. You know, are you excited to show them that side of your game?
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is just, you know, showing teams that I'm flexible, I can play wherever, whenever it's needed. Definitely want to get more comfortable outside on the edge rushing. But, you know, just, you know, showing teams I can be wherever, really.
What kind of different look is that for you on the edge compared to when you're at a 3-tech?
I think inside is more of a mismatch. You know, there's not much space, but at the same time, I feel like I can get pretty skinny in situations and take advantage of my speed. The outside is a little bit more space, a little bit more room for them to recover. So I think with that, I just need to, you know, stay active with my hands, take better angles.
Is there one spot or the other that you prefer, that you feel more comfortable with at this point?
I'd say 3-tech, but I mean, at the next level, being, you know, 270 is not really the ideal size for it. So I mean, I think at the next level, I'll definitely move outside.
If a team asks you to put on weight and they say, hey, you're a 3-tech, we want you at a legit 285, 290, is that something that you'd want to do, feel comfortable with, and could maintain your quickness with?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did during the season. You know, I lost a little bit, but I don't have a problem getting up there.
At the same time, given your experience inside, I mean, setting the edge as a defensive end in a 4-3, I mean, you think that will come pretty naturally to you against the run?
Yeah, I think, you know, kind of my game, I'm pretty stout against the run, and I just coming here, I want to, you know, show my pass rush ability, really.
Right. What is 55 as a family number, I read? What is that?
Yeah. So my Uncle Ward, he played football. My cousin, he played basketball.
College football?
No, just high school. But, just, you know, kind of just coming in, I was just like, well, I mean, couldn't really get the low numbers. I'm like, 55, nobody really has it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I kind of want to stand out.
What are you hearing from NFL scouts that you've met with, you know, so far this week? Like, how they view you as your skill set?
Right. I mean, I think they definitely want to see me more on the edge.
Right.
There are, you know, a couple teams that could put me in the 3-tech at, you know, third down pass rush packages, for sure. But mostly on the edge.
Jason, to double off that question, have you met with the Rams yet?
Have I? I have not.
Okay. I appreciate it.
If a team in the near view.
All right. I have Washington State quarterback Anthony Gordon. How's it going, man?
Going well, man. Just happy to be here.
Absolutely. What's this whole process been like?
You know, it's been a little chaotic, but it's everything I was hoping and praying for last year, so I'm real blessed to be here.
What would you say, going back to you in Washington State, the whole process of, you know, filling in for who I mentioned off air, Gardner Minshew?
You know, this past year was a great year. You know, I had a whole lot of fun competing, and thanks to Gardner, he kind of prepared me for it. He was able to kind of give me some tips on how to handle myself on and off the field, and develop a few leadership qualities throughout the year.
Absolutely. Thought, you know, you really jumped out on tape. You know, is there any moment in particular that you really enjoyed at Washington State?
You know, just being with guys every day, that's what I most enjoyed. You know, I'm going to miss all my teammates and stuff like that. But I guess one of my favorite games is the Oregon State game. You know, securing a fifth straight bowl berth for the Cougs. You know, it's a school record, so I was fired up to do that, and you know, beat them on the last second on the handoff is probably my most proud moment. Checking into that run and letting Max get into the end zone. You know, that was my favorite thing of the year.
Absolutely. Who would you say is the toughest player you went up against?
You know, Evan Weaver was a pretty good player.
You can talk with him.
Evan Weaver, you said?
Yeah, Weaver was a pretty good player. You know, he's kind of like a quarterback out there. He kind of understood everything I was checking to.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I do have to ask because I am with Downtown Rams. Have the Rams met with you at all?
No, I haven't spoken with the Rams yet.
Gotcha. All right. Well, one last question for you, and I appreciate you, giving me some time.
Yep.
Who is Anthony Gordon as a person? Who is he as a player?
Anthony Gordon's a competitor. You know, I bring it every single day, and through the ups and downs, you know, I make sure that I'm always competing, and I don't let mistakes kind of rule my life. You know, I don't let fear rule my life, and I'm going to go ahead and come back and bounce back, whether it's an interception or a touchdown.
I love it, man. Hey,
awesome.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Good
nice
luck.
to meet you, man.
I'll be rooting for you. All right, here with Oklahoma defensive lineman Neville Gallimore. How's it going, man?
It's going well. We got the jitters out today. You know, just got an opportunity to compete, and it was fun. It was fun today.
Absolutely. What's this whole process been like?
Again, I feel like, you know, everybody can speak really. Not used to it, you know, a lot of interviews. But again, this is a great opportunity, you know, just have an opportunity to compete against some top tier guys. Everybody's trying to, you know, prove themselves. And it's a great environment to be in around, you know, a lot of guys that are hungry.
What would you say was your favorite moment at Oklahoma?
Again, just, you know, going back to, you know, playing against Texas this past year, you know, it's probably one of my best games I played, and, you know, not even just me, just as a defense, you know, especially D-line. We did some really good things, you know, against a solid team.
Yeah, absolutely, and playing in the Big 12 and what have you. But who would you say is the toughest one-on-one opponent you've had?
I'd have to go back to when we played LSU, the center. Really tough opponent, you know, solid player, you know, athletic, you know, plays to the whistle, you know, all the accolades that he's earned, you know, it showed.
Yeah, and what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
You know, I feel like, you know, just my athleticism, my effort, my ability to pass rush, you know, just kind of one of those guys that, you know, just can show versatility.
Yep, and I went Downtown Rams, so I have to ask, have you met with the Rams yet?
Rams, no, I haven't.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Appreciate it, man. Good luck with everything. All right, I'm here with Kansas defensive end Azur Kamara. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. So, you know, what's this whole process been like?
Man, I just I got the call yesterday, and I landed here today. I did the physical and everything. Came to practice right away, so it's been a little bit, a bit busy.
I can imagine. It kind of spooked me. I was like, wait, Hakeem doesn't wear 5, and he definitely doesn't play the defensive side of the ball. But no, I'm glad you got the call up. You know, really awesome. It was cool because you know, I was looking on Twitter, saw that you know, the Jayhawks posted it, but the Senior Bowl hasn't even posted yet. So I think it's just so new. You know what I mean? But how was your first practice and everything?
I mean, I thought it was decent. You know, personally, I thought I could have done a lot more better, but you know, it was a short day. Just getting used to the playbook and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I think second part is going to be a lot better.
Yeah, no, of course. And just kind of going back to, you know, your time at Kansas. First off, what made you choose Kansas to go there?
Oh, man. I don't know. I just, the coaches out there like showed me they really wanted me, you know. They showed me they needed me. So, you know, I thought I just went out there and give all I got.
Well, you obviously did a good job of that, you know, playing with Daniel Wise and you know, those guys. But, you know, with that being said, like, being in the Big 12, obviously you go up against a ton of competition. Who was the toughest opponent you went up against?
I'll say Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Do you have a player in mind?
I mean, that quarterback, Jalen Hurts, it's pretty hard to decipher.
Well, how about that? You know, playing.
That would be a fun against something again.
Absolutely. What would you say is your biggest strength?
My speed and power.
And what would you say is like the one area you're looking to improve in?
I think the one area I need to work on is my coverage skills. That's a lot, you know. But I'm starting to get better at that, and as the season went on, I'm going to get better at that. certainly will.
And do you prefer to be a stand-up pass rusher or kind of rush with your hand in the dirt?
I can do both, man. So
you've already proven that.
Yeah, so I prefer both. It don't matter with me.
Absolutely. Last two questions. I have to ask because I'm with Downtown Rams. Have you met with the Rams yet?
No.
You're obviously just brand new here, so I can imagine. Hopefully you meet with them. Would love to have you in Horns. And last thing, who is Azur Kamara, the player, and who is he as a person?
Man, just the nicest guy you could ever meet, honestly. Always got a smile on his face. And, yeah,
you have one with me right now. Well, great meeting you, man. Rock chalk, and good luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
All right, I have UConn offensive tackle Matthew Peart. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for doing this interview with me.
It's going good. How's it going for you?
Pretty good. You're pretty happy-go-lucky. It's just the picture thing where you were like flexing in the background. I thought that was funny.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So what's this whole process been like? You were, I believe, you were a later addition to the Senior Bowl. So what has this whole thing been like to you?
It was amazing. Being able to be considered among these classes, I'm not looking forward to going to NFL is definitely something that's like truly amazing. Like I said prior, it's the type of echelon of talent across the country, and being able to be a part of that and be a part of this is truly, truly fun.
Absolutely. And what got you into the game of football?
What got me in the game of football would have to be my high school coach, Jim O'Leary. He's the one that kind of like, was like, hey, if you really focus and really grind it out, you could be here. At the time, I was like, who's this guy, anything, but I bought in, and it got me.
Yeah, absolutely. And with UConn, what made you choose UConn to go to football school there?
They were my biggest offer coming out of high school. And once I got there, I really fell in love with the culture and the players there. And it really was a second home for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And any favorite moments from college?
Favorite moments probably like my redshirt freshman year. Right? Yeah, my redshirt freshman year when we beat an undefeated Houston at home and everyone stormed the field. It was kind of crazy because I had like little kids trying to steal my helmet because I was holding it down here. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
That's funny.
That was a fun time, fun experience.
That's awesome. And who would you say is the toughest player you went up against while in college?
While in college, the first person that comes to my mind this past season was Quincy Roche. He's a defensive end, Temple. He's a very stout player and he's a very good player.
Yeah, and now just talking about your game in itself, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
Biggest strength, I definitely feel like it's pass protection. I feel like I've been told I have very good feet. Working in space, my athletic ability.
Yeah, and then what would you say is the one thing you're trying to work on the most?
Just finishing a little bit finishing at the run place a little bit more. I'm able to get my position and everything right. So make sure that I get extra emphasis.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you there. With that being said, I do have to ask you because I am for Downtown Rams. Have you met with the Rams yet?
Yes, I have.
Awesome. Well, glad to know that. And last question, who is Matthew Peart, the player and the person?
Wow. Matthew Peart, the player, is just there's kind of correlation with both of them. Overall, it's a determined individual. I set my intentions. I'm very reliable, trustworthy. Like I said, I set my intentions. If I make a promise to you, I make sure I see that promise through. Like I expect you to hold me that standard. And, very respectable. If you ask some of my closest friends, I'm a goofy, fun-loving guy. Like you said, I always see a smile on my face all the time. But overall, it's just that's just Matthew Peart and quitting that show. Quit elevator pitch 15 minutes or something like that.
Love it, man. Hey, good luck. Stay healthy. Keep it up.
Easier question.
All right, I'm here with Kansas offensive tackle Hakeem Adeniji. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
It's going good. How about yourself?
It's going well. Great to meet you. How's this whole thing going for you?
It's fun, man. It's a lot. It's different atmosphere, kind of different vibe. It's good to kind of get your foot in the door for what the next level is going to be like.
Absolutely. And I'm a Kansas Jayhawk fan. I think every one of my listeners knows this, so I have to ask. What made you choose Kansas to go to?
So, I was originally committed to Air Force, and I have a cashew allergy.
my medical waiver ended up getting declined late in June, and my head coach from high school had gotten a job in recruiting at Kansas. We found out about that, and a week later I was up there. I guess you know the rest.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you know, what was it like to block for guys like Puka Williams?
Puka, man, I remember Central Michigan, the first game I played with him, we had like 2 draw players, and I was just like, this kid's special. He's electric. He's going to be something really special in the future, even right now for sure.
Yeah, I'm playing for Coach Beatty, and of course now I'm playing with Les Miles. You know, what was the difference between both coaches?
I would probably say just like experience. You know, that was Coach Beatty's first head coaching job at that level, and Coach Miles has kind of been through it. Multiple teams at different places. He's just kind of more seasoned. I just feel like he's had more of a control out of these teams, I would say.
Do you have a favorite player or had a favorite player growing up?
I would say Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith was a Cowboys and played my position, and I was a Cowboys fan growing up here in Dallas, so I would always watch him.
Got a bunch of Jayhawks over in Dallas right now with, Daniel Wise and Dorrance. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly. With that being said, playing at Kansas, what would you say was your favorite memory or moment?
My favorite memory, I would probably say, this year, beating the Boston College game.
Special game.
Good. And just going on the road, we've had some tough games on the road. And then for that to be like our first Power 5 result in the fashion that we did it was a great experience.
Yeah, and then what would you say was the toughest opponent you went up against?
This year?
Just in your career.
Defensively or just as a whole?
Player, defensively.
TCU's always had some really good. TCU always had some really good. I'd say, over the course, it's kind of hard to pick one guy, but over the course of my career, they've always had really good guys.
Yeah, of course. And what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
My biggest strength as a player, I'd just say my relentlessness. I would say, 4 quarters, I'm going to come at you and play and give it everything I have.
What would you say is one area you're looking to improve in the most?
I would just say, kind of controlling my body and my body movements at times, to be in better position to make blocks.
Absolutely. And just the last 2 questions. First off, the Rams haven't had a Kansas Jayhawk since, it was Brandon McAnderson. Now it's Hakeem Talib. He's gone. Looking for another one. Have the Rams met with you yet?
I have met with them.
Glad to hear that. Yeah. Also, Brandon McAnderson was such a stud, and Hakeem Talib coming there. But would love to have you. Last question for you, though. Who is Hakeem as a player? Who is he as a person?
Hakeem as a player, he's a guy who's going to do whatever it takes to win. Hakeem is a guy, he's just a chill guy, for the people, real relaxed, man, good morals, stuff like that. Just laid back. I'm pretty simple.
I get that, definitely get that. Hey, appreciate it so much, man. Good luck, stay healthy, and rock chalk. All right, I got tight end Brycen Hopkins here. How's it going, man? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
How's the whole process going?
It's something I'm very eager to take advantage of. So, we've been in the meeting room a lot, doing a lot of interviews. So everything, and just trying to let it soak in and just try to be the best player and man that I can be around all this talent.
Absolutely, and just playing the tight end position. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Growing up, I didn't play tight end until my junior year of high school, so I didn't really have a favorite player. But now I would have to say George Kittle. I think he's got the whole package. He's really an athlete and a threat out there in the receiving game, and he's got all his fundamentals and technique work down in the blocking game. So if I could do that and mirror myself after him, I think I'd have a great career.
That's a good one. And George is actually somebody I've actually had the pleasure of speaking with.
Nice,
So,
nice,
yeah, that's a good pick there. And, you're right up there with him. I'd say he was the top of his class. I think you're the top of the class this year.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Who would you say is the toughest player you went up against while in college?
On the defensive side, of course, like head-to-head, I like AJ Epinesa. I think the DN from Iowa, of course. I think he had a lot of talent, a lot of skill for his size, and I think he utilized it very well. He was also very knowledgeable of the game. You could tell he had his instincts down and he knew where to be and how to use his hands. So I think he's a great player, and I think he'll do well.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's obviously a big name there. What would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
I would say using my athleticism stretched out in the field, just creating mismatches against linebackers and safeties, really anybody you want. I'm just willing to do that and use my basketball background and the athletic pedigree that I have, being son of Brad, and all the talents that God has given me as well. I just want to go out there and really expose people in the open field.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is one thing you're looking to improve on?
I want to improve my blocking game. I think that's a big part of being a dual threat tight end. I want to be able to stretch myself on the outside and then be able to come in line as well and drive people off the ball and really create holes for my running backs behind me. And I think that'll make me the whole package.
Yeah, no, of course. And last two questions here. I have to ask because I'm for Downtown Rams. Have you met with the Rams yet?
I have met with the Rams. Yeah,
awesome.
They're a very big possibility. They accept Tyler Higbee.
He came on strong this year.
He's the dude now. So it's hard, a lot of competition, but it's always still in the process. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely, of course. And last question here: Who is Brycen as a player, and who is he as a person?
Brycen as a player is someone who is versatile. He's going to give you everything he's got. He's going to do what you ask. And Brycen as a person, I'd say I'm just a goofball walking around here, just looking to socialize and be personable with people and just create good relationships. So.
Hey, Brycen as a person's pretty awesome.
Thanks, I appreciate
you take care, man. You stay healthy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Penn State linebacker Cam Brown. How's it going, man?
It's going well, going really well.
How's this whole experience?
It's different than what you would expect. It's a little chaotic at times, but no, it's definitely fun. It's a fun environment to be a part of.
You don't feel like you're getting mobbed yet, do you?
No, not yet. Maybe ask me day two.
Absolutely. And, I just want to know, because I ask everybody this, Penn State, what made you want to choose Penn State? Obviously a great program, but is there anything that really stood out that made you choose to go there?
Honestly, I wanted to make the right decision. I wanted to make for myself academically and football-wise. So Penn State, I went into Penn State as a business management major. Business, top 5 business school in the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was what I wanted to do. I mean, I had to switch majors to kinesiology, but at the same time, that was part of it. The alumni base was part of it, and just the family atmosphere that I felt from the players when I actually visited felt different than any other school. So.
Absolutely. And growing up, was there a favorite player that made you want to play this game?
Brian Urlacher, honestly. Brian Urlacher, that 54. He got me going. He got me. I don't know what it was. It was about him in Little League. If I used to lose my practice jersey, I used to throw him a Brian Urlacher jersey on top of it. I used to go out there and have my best days of practice, honestly.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. Toughest player you went up against while at Penn State?
Toughest player, well, at least the last year I could say J.K. Dobbins. This season that just passed. He was explosive. He was quick. He was twitchy. He was overall probably the best running back we played that year. So I feel like he was the best player in general for me that I had to go against.
That's definitely a good choice. And being at Penn State, what would you say is your favorite memory or moment?
Favorite moment is whiteout my freshman year, 2016. Being able to block the punt in that game and then the crowd storming the field was an unmatched feeling, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For you as a player, what is your biggest strength, would you say?
I would say my versatility, the fact that I am versatile, the fact that I can do a little bit of everything. I can pass rush, I can play in coverage, I can play in the box. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. And I feel like I'll pick it up fast, so that's all positive for me.
One thing you're looking to improve on?
Honestly, my open field tackling. Just my footwork, being a little bit sharper with my footwork in the box and outside in the field. Just being sharp, being able to get to more balls.
Absolutely, and we're a Rams podcast, so I have to ask. Have you met with the Los Angeles Rams yet?
Yes, I have. It went well. It went really well.
Glad to hear that. Last question for you. Who is Cam Brown as a player, and who is he as a person?
Cam Brown as a player is a leader and a violent violent football player, but as a person, I'm goofy. I'm goofy, and I'm definitely a sincere guy, but I'm also laid back. I try not to show my emotions too much in certain situations, especially when they're negative. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, man. Great interviewing. You take care. Stay healthy.
Appreciate it.
All right, I'm here with Tremayne Anchrum Jr., offensive lineman, Clemson. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Man, it's going well. How are you?
Absolutely. I'm doing well, thank you. What's it like being here?
It's amazing. You know, it's a great organization, great game, and I love how they, I love the people that are running it, how they set it up. Just being around here, all some of the best to do it in college football today. I'm here with legends from all across the country, from all levels of football. So it's amazing. It's a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And just playing at Clemson, what was your favorite, memory or moment that comes to mind?
Memory or moment? Probably just the bus rides with my guys. To and from games, to and from the movies. Just hanging out with the fellas in the mess halls. The castles and things like that. It's just made it such a great experience getting to know those guys and getting to really grow with some great people.
Yeah, and of course, being Clemson, obviously being such a dominant program, I can understand why you would go there. But what was the main reason that kind of sold you to go to Clemson?
The people, man. It's an authentic love and belief in other people. They care about the success of each and every athlete, not just as an athlete, but as a person. And that's something that not every program can say, and that's something that attracted me. Everybody else had the same song and dance, same kind of theatrics, and it was very artificial. And I just did not feel genuine about it until I went to Clemson, and it felt real.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Who was the toughest player you went up against while at Clemson?
Well, this year is probably Chase Young, but in Clemson history, it'd probably be either Cleveland Furrow or Christian. Those guys are tough. Those guys are pretty tough.
Yeah, and how is it like going up against Chase Young?
It's pretty tough too, man. Game time, he's a star, man. He's tearing up the league next year.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. He's probably going to go 1 or 2.
Top round.
Yeah, and then obviously, what was it like playing in the the national title game?
Honestly, it was special. And I've done it a bunch of times, but each time you do it, it's even more special. So it was nice. It's like the culmination of all of college football. Had all the stars there. It was just a big environment. And it was just a wonderful time.
Yeah, of course. And kind of looking at you, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
Probably my understanding of how to play the position, how my hands and feet move, for sure, athletic ability. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and what would you say is like the one thing you want to most improve on?
I want to improve on versatility, being able to do different things from different spots, for sure.
Absolutely. Tremayne, last question. Who's Tremayne as a player, and who is he as a person?
Tremayne is the same person as he is a player. He's a hard worker and he's genuine.
I get that feel. Hey, man, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, guys, got Reggie Robinson II, Tulsa defensive back. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming. Pretty good. What's it like being here?
This is a good experience. I was about to say I'm kind of blessed to be here. I was a late edition, but I feel like I belong.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely do belong. Obviously, the tape shows that. What would you say is the reason for you to choose Tulsa to begin with?
At the time, it was a new coaching staff coming in, and I had a lot of faith in Coach Montgomery and him turning the program around, which he did. So that was why I chose that place.
And what got you into football?
It started off as like my dad wanted me to get into like sports and stuff like that, so he kind of tried me out in everything. And football was kind of like the one that stuck when I was at a young age. So I started playing it for him, and I actually enjoyed. I was good at it, and I ended up loving the game.
Absolutely, and just kind of like take me through obviously you start getting into football. Who was if there is anybody, who was your favorite player growing up?
Yeah, that's crazy. Since my name is Reggie, I was always called Reggie Bush, but my favorite player was honestly Drew Brees. Still is to this day.
Well, that's awesome. Obviously, it's a great player there. Favorite moment, favorite memory, anything from Tulsa that really stands out?
I'm going to say the senior season, me getting my first pick versus Oklahoma State. It was kind of like a bobble, so there was a lot of for the crowd, and just it was just...
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's one that I remember.
No, absolutely. And is there a toughest player you went up against while at Tulsa?
Yeah, I'll probably say the toughest player I went against was probably James Prochet from SMU.
Well, there you go. And, I mean, I believe he's here, so.
Yeah,
you know.
I've already seen him.
And you got really serious when I said that. You're like, yeah, it's James Prochet.
Yeah, I was say, yeah. We've talked a couple times. We've seen each other a couple times over here.
That's awesome. What would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
Just like my size, physicality, my length and speed.
And what is one thing you're looking to improve on more than anything?
Just on mobility, just getting my hips better. I've been said I'm stiff, so I want to kind of work on that.
Any quarterback you really want to pick off the most?
Man, Drew Brees.
Come on, man. He's your favorite.
He's my favorite. That's why I got to.
No, absolutely. Would you have him autograph it afterwards?
I would hope he would, but I'm about to say, yeah.
Well, maybe he'll hear this, and, you know, who knows. So just last question I like to ask anybody that, you know, comes on my show or an interview or anything. Who is Reggie as a person, and who is he as a player?
Man, as a person, like, I'm just like a chill dude. I'm an avid gamer. So I would say spare time, like, I play video games. As a player, I feel like I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I bring that energy to the field sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that. I definitely feel that. Hey, great interviewing with you. You take care, stay healthy, and, you know, have a great game.
Thanks.